The views and opinions on this show are for entertainment purposes only. The only factual information is any story that has happened to AT2 or the parties involved. Other than that, go ahead and get you a drink, get you something to eat, just relax and enjoy the show. Let's have fun. All right, y'all, let's get real. What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And yes, I'm your boy AT2. How everybody doing? How everybody living? How everybody feeling today? Hopefully y'all are doing well. Yesterday I did post a video, but I didn't go live. My internet was not working, y'all. And it went out like at around 9ish. So I probably could have called, right? But it actually wasn't a problem with Xfinity this time. The issue was actually that it wasn't the modem. It wasn't plugged in all the way. So I unplugged it, then plugged it back in. It started working. So that's why I didn't go live the other day. Oh, happy anniversary, Vegas girl. Shout out to Vegas girl. Let me see if I can read her thing real quick. And if you hear airplanes going by, it's a Fleet Week in San Francisco. So that's why you hear like the airplane. Like I've been hearing them all week because, you know, they do practices like the whole week, right? So I've been hearing the planes fly and I'm all like, damn, is one about to crash? Like I didn't know what was going on, but it's Fleet Week. That's what's going on. So for those of you, if you hear airplanes and stuff like that, I should be okay. Hopefully none of them go down over here, but hopefully I should be all right. But let me say what's up to the people. What's up, Sherry? Thank you for coming. What's up, Rose? What's up, DS? Thank you for coming. Who else we got up in here? Shout out to Vegas Girl. Shout out to Mina. Shout out to my moderators. I think I seen Stephanie in here. I'm not too sure. What's up, Cups of Conversation? How you doing? What's up, Shauna? Thank you for coming. All right. Shout out to all my members, by the way, too, as well. Because like I say, the members help keep the bills paid. So definitely, I have to say help keep the bills paid because I keep saying they keep the bills paid because other people feel offended. You know, people very sensitive over here and stuff like that. But we are going to talk about Ime, but we're going to save that for more towards last. But first, I want to start out with Tia and Cory. As you guys know, Tia, Mowry and Corey, she filed for divorce and stuff like that. And there's been this whole thing like, was there cheating? Was this going on? Was that going on? Corey actually responded underneath the shade room and said that there was no cheating. He said it was lies. So he's saying that he didn't cheat. Now, I know a lot of people are saying that it was... he was working. He was spending a lot of time in Chicago, where The Chi is filmed. Like somebody had told us that he's on The Chi too, and then he's on that show Homecoming on. I always want to say UPN. I'm telling my age right now because when we was growing up, it was UPN. Now it's the CW. So that he's on the show Homecoming on the CW and stuff like that. So he's working. So before he probably was spending a lot of time at home because he wasn't the big star. Now Tia is more of a social media influencer and she's not all, she's not, I mean, she had the show on Netflix, The Family Reunion and stuff like that, but she's probably more closer to home compared to him. He has to travel for work. What's up, NJ? What's up, BB? Shout out to BB. Shout out to Chi-Town. Thank y'all for coming. But he's away more than she is. So that it was a thing where it was a lot of time spent apart. And then we do a deeper dive into their marriage. Did y'all know that she had that they had to schedule sex? I'm gonna repeat that. They had to schedule sex. So one time a week fulfilled them. Because they said if they didn't schedule in sex, they would not have no sex. So they had to schedule in sex, and having sex one time a week fulfilled them. Now, I'm not saying sex is a big part of marriage. However, sex one time a week is not going to do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, I thought old people don't have sex, but I'm learning that older people do have sex. So just imagine if they having it at least 4 or 5 times a week, and y'all like a younger couple, like they're in their 40s, right? I think they're in their 40s. Like, just imagine, like, right? That had to be boring, right? And then just looking at Tia, damn it. This is gonna sound sexist, y'all. This is gonna sound sexist. But Tia, she looked like she like it only one kind of way. You know, she looked like she like it one kind of way. It don't look like she gonna try to do any kind of Kama Sutra with you. You know? She don't look like she gonna do any kind of Kama Sutra with you. She look like she just like it one way. This is the way we do it. This is the way we've been doing it for the last 14 years. This Okay, thank you, thank you. What's up, Melinda? Thank you for coming. Okay, I'm glad other women in the chat are agreeing with me. Okay, whew. Remember, when people come for me, I'm gonna point to y'all. I'll be like, well, they female, so they the ones who said it. But yeah, if both spouses are busy, scheduling is actually recommended by a lot of therapists. Oh, okay. Thank you, Stephanie. Stephanie's a professional, but we don't want to hear that shit right now. It's weird, Stephanie. It's weird. But she looked like she like it one kind of way. And granted, he probably what's up, Shay? Thank you for coming. Okay, this next line, I know I'm gonna get canceled for it. I know I'm gonna get canceled for it when I say this next line. What's up, Shay? Thank you for coming. Schedule intercourse too busy for it. This is a whole other level of sexual healing discipline, right? She look like she don't give no yum 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 yum. You know, I don't think she's the kind of girl to give no yum 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 yum. You know, I just yo, we gotta give BB 30 seconds on this comment because it gets me 71. I'm looking to get every 30 seconds, y'all. 30 seconds. We gotta give BB 30 seconds on this one because that is funny as hell. I love it. Oh, Devlin, I hate that for you. You said, I wish my husband scheduled sex with me. Damn. I can't see the emojis for whatever reason. I wonder what the emojis are. I got to look at Facebook to see them. Oh, no, Jacqueline, you right on time. We saying that Tia looks like a girl. She don't look like a freak to us. Jacqueline, you are on time. She don't look like a freak to us. That's what we say. And for, you know, and here's the thing, too. This is for women in the chat. I'm not saying that all of us men, we want y'all to do the extra and stuff like that. Hell, sometimes I got a good 30 seconds in me and then I'm finished. I'm ready to go to bed. Sometimes it happens. But, you know, you got to spice it up a little bit, you know? You got to put some chili peppers in it. You got to spice it up. But, you know, I could see him probably wanting a little extra, that whole scheduling thing. Okay, moving on from the sex. And this is why it brings me to my next point, y'all. This is why it brings me to my next point. Because it seemed like, are you guys only having sex to procreate? And the reason why I said that is because it also was reported that she only yeah, I'm just kidding. I do more than 30 seconds, y'all. I'm just kidding. Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, so she talked to her therapist on whether or not they wanted to have another baby. Like she didn't know whether or not she wanted to have more kids. So sought out therapy and whether or not she wanted to have more kids. But I just think, like, shouldn't that be a conversation that you have with your husband, whether or not you want more kids? Or, if it's something like medically she can't have kids. Okay, medically she can't have kids, then that's one thing, boom, that's your reasoning. But it seems that you can and you just don't want to. So you thought suck out therapy. But then that kind of gets me to the whole scheduling thing. The reason why you had to schedule, it's very weird. And yes, make sure you guys hit that like button right now. That whole, oh, I need a schedule when I'm going to have sex and stuff like that. It's very strange. And then you said if you don't schedule it, y'all don't. Y'all, it's strange to y'all, right? It's not just me. It's just strange. Yeah, you did. You did say there was no chemistry. And then there's another interview. It's off the OWN network, so I didn't want to show it. But like, he kind of gives her like this, like a little attitude, and she's like, "Go ahead, then." He says something like, "Don't interrupt me," and then she goes, "Go ahead." Oh, Stephanie has a different opinion. I disagree. She needs an objective person to think through what she wants. Okay, I can see that, but still, it goes back to the sex every once a week. It goes back to that, Stephanie. It goes back to that. She got her boy and girl, and I can see her being content. Oh, that's true too. Now, we get into this. Ladies, would you have another baby if you didn't want one, but your husband wanted one? Would you have another baby? Let me know yes or no if you would have another baby with your husband if you didn't really want more kids. Go ahead. Okay. Mixed reviews. Okay, okay. Just something I've heard for many years. If you don't take care of the business, somebody else. Oh, we getting in. We getting into some things now. Okay, okay. Oh, element of surprise. Yeah. Well, I've always heard this saying, and let me know if this is true. If a woman wants a baby, she will have a baby. And this is in the scenario where the man doesn't want any kids. I've always been told if a woman wants the baby, she is going to have the baby, and that she is in control whether or not there will be a child or not. I've always heard that before, and um, I didn't understand it when I was little, but now I understand it more. It depends if I can compromise, and that's compromising with a lot of right. Yeah, and it should be something that should be discussed, between each other, whether or not you want more kids. It should be something that's discussed in the beginning before you even go to that level of getting married, having kids, and stuff like that. You should have already had that discussion. What's up, Kennedy? Thank you for coming. If he had no kids, but not past 39 years old. Oh, okay. Not if I'm going to be the only one taking care of them. Hey, and that could be a thing too. Because a lot of women say, he wants me to have, and I'm just preferencing, a lot of women say, hey, he wants me to have more kids, but he's not going to be there. helping me change the diapers, feed the babies, and taking them to school and stuff like that. And I'm left to, I hear a lot of women say that, so I can see it from that standpoint too. But that definitely could be an issue in their relationship, whether or not they wanted more kids. Him not being home all the time to actually take care of the kids, that can be an issue. Nope, couldn't fathom having a baby. I'm low key going through this. Oh wow. I'm not having another child, and you not being there with me. I respect that, Melinda, and I'm sorry if this is kind of triggering for you, but I respect your decision. I do think that it should be a decision between both parties whether or not you want to have more kids, because at the end of the day, it's a sacrifice. For me, shit, I can use myself for example. I don't have any kids, and that's definitely by choice. It's shit. I can barely take care of myself. So just imagine taking care of like an AT3 or AT4 or AT5. I'm just saying. Because my name's AT2, so AT3, AT2. I can't imagine that right now. And I know I'm getting kind of older, and so I should be thinking further ahead, but at this point in my life, I can probably be content with without having kids. Even though for us, there's no time, well, I hate to say for men, there's no time, but technically there isn't like a time limit, a time window for us, but I'll be content either way. Right. True. And I might change my mind. Look at me. All right, y'all. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up. We are going to move on to the next topic. We are going to talk about rapper Erica Banks. Now, her dude, his name is Finesse. He came out and said that she was too manly and she wasn't feminine enough. What's up? Make it make sense. Don't do Erica Banks like no. We're asking the question. We are asking the question. And the only song that I know about Erica Banks is, remember that TikTok song that was going viral? The Busted song? And everybody was doing that challenge and stuff like that. Y'all probably don't even know what I'm talking about. Here we go. And this is from the Neighborhood Talk. I do want to say that this is from the Neighborhood Talk. Here we go, y'all. Let me know if you can hear it.
Don't be calling me gang. Don't be calling me no motherfucking simp. Don't say, boy, please. Don't. I take offense to all this shit. I don't play like that. Don't play with me like that. Like, don't do that. Like, I'm a grown motherfucker. I'm a cold-blooded man. Like, I ain't no, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And cause I'm looking for a woman if I'm talking to you. Like, I ain't looking for no motherfucking man. I don't need you hollering about gang this and simp this and boy, please this. And I'm looking for a feminine female, man, when I'm chopping with you. You know what I'm saying? That's what made the last bitch go that way. Ain't now one of these young new dumbass rappers, man. Don't be calling me gang. Don't be calling.
All right, so that's just a little small clip from him. But he said, "Man, don't be calling me gang. Don't be calling me gang. Don't be calling man." He did all that. He looking for a feminine female, all that shit. So let me give the male's perspective, and then y'all can talk with me in the chat. So I know for me, when you are looking for a woman, you are looking for soft, feminine, and you are looking for her to be submissive as well. Soft is a big one. Feminine, and then and then submissive. We do like that. However, I don't know if he's trying to say that she was too aggressive. I think aggressive would have been the better term, because she definitely don't look like a man. And I don't get that kind of vibe from her that she's mannish or, like she's manly or anything like that, So, laugh out loud, as bad as he sounded, I understand. Southside country too. That's what she understood. Some of my country. Shout out to all the country folks out there, but they understood what he was saying. But sometimes for us, we want you to be soft, you know. However, this is the other side of the coin. Oh, let me read Goddess's comment. I can understand it. It cringes when I hear a woman say bro or gang, 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 you know, when they smoke Newports and drink. Right. So you get where he's coming from. But then on the other side of the coin, you knew what you were getting into with her. You knew the way she was. So for you to try to play it like, oh, she rough and she's this and that, you knew this. Come on now. Like don't try to play it like, you know, you surprised or taken back. It ain't like she tried to hold you down and then, you know, try to stick her finger in your never mind. I almost said too much, y'all. I almost said too much. But you know what I mean? Like, there's certain things that you want. And I think as a man, what he was trying to say is that he wanted her to be more submissive and stuff like that and more and soft, you know, and soft. But she was a little bit more assertive, a little bit more aggressive. And he wasn't used to that. Well, no, he was used to that because he said, man, that's laugh, bitch. You know, he said all that. But right, Vegas. I had to remember it's the daytime. Don't play. He thought he could tame her. Right? That could be a thing too. Right, NJ. He probably thought he could tame her. He was all like, oh yeah, let me try to control her, and I think I can change her. He can send her over here if he. You know, Stephanie is with it. Stephanie is with it. I love Stephanie. And Stephanie, because you did that, I'm going to play your favorite commercial.
Before I continue with my message, thank you, Sister Avanti, $10 coming on the Cash App. Thank you, sister. Next time, make it 20, but thank you for that 10. I know you barely had that. Thank you, sister.
Stephanie cracked me up. She says, shorty, swing my way. Y'all remember that? Y'all look good to me. Now would you please swing my way? She said, this is how folks act when they can't control you. I could see that, definitely. It's possible wants to be needed and catered to a certain degree. She's too independent. That could be a thing too. Right, Melinda. I love the hashtags. Yeah, I'm from Texas, so yeah, laugh out loud. I love being the little woman in my relationship. My spouse is a car fixing, motorcycle riding, rough guy, and I love it. Okay, see, Southside get one, and I think too because you know he country because don't the because y'all know y'all kind of like that old school kind of vibe where you know the woman cooks, clean, kind of does all that. Y'all like kind of like that old fashioned love, and that's probably what he wants. You know, that old fashioned kind of love. But there were also cheating rumors if he wanted. Oh, that's true. There was also those kind of rumors too. You're right about that, Goddess. You're right. Sister Avanti can come to. Stephanie is a fool. I swear. Oh, thank you, Yvonne. I appreciate that. I love you. Thank you. Was he referring to like Barbie, not G.I. Jane? Right. It's crazy. It's like, what do you want? It's 2022, not 1952, but some men want 1952. They don't want 2022. Y'all know, I said I have aspirations and I've always wanted to be a house husband. So if I can fulfill those fantasy of being the house husband, I'll be the one that cooks and clean. I don't mind that at all. You know, I aspire to be a house husband. So, I'm fine with 2022, I'm fine with 2022. I don't want 1952 shit. Oh, and let's play another commercial before we move on to our next topic, y'all. We are going to finish out with Ime and let y'all know what's going on.
Girl, he was supposed to have go get him a lawyer. Instead, he was at the buffet eating crab legs, sucking on crab legs. Girl, he was over there just cracking them crab legs and sucking on them and eating them. Girl, he didn't go get him a lawyer. He was at the buffet eating the crab legs. Girl, oh girl, you know I got the receipts, girl.
Man, I want some crab legs. And I'm going to the casino too. I'll be in Reno. Anybody in Reno, hit me up. Oh, thank you, Yvonne. I appreciate that. It's scrolling down at the bottom. It's a $ the real AT2. And whatever you can give, we appreciate. You know, I don't expect anybody to pay my rent, even though that'd be nice. But I don't expect nobody to pay my rent. There's nothing wrong with that, but you got to be on the same page. You can't get with someone and try to change them, right? And I think that's what a lot of people do in relationships. Oh, thank you, Mina. I think that's what a lot of people do in relationships. They try to change the person into what they want, and you can't. Some people are stuck in their ways, you know. Now, for the people that have been married for a long time, I guarantee they weren't able to change the person. They had to compromise. They weren't able to change them. They had to compromise. Right. God, how got the casino? Hey, doesn't go good. My throat hurts every time I do that. Okay, I'm gonna stop doing that live at least. All right, so we are going to talk about where the hell is the picture? Okay, here we go. So it has been confirmed, you guys. This happened a couple of days ago, but it's been confirmed that Kathleen Nimmo Lynch, she was the woman that Ime was sleeping with, right? So she had her husband, you know, she got 3 kids. She's also Mormon too. So, you know, in the Mormon church, you don't sleep with nobody but the person that you're married to. You can't even have sex unless you're married. So she done, you know, got with Ime, and now she got sprung, and now she wants to fight for her family. So what they're stating is that the two are trying to fight for their family. Obviously, Ime is trying to get Nia Long back, and then she's trying to fight for her family. Because you got to remember, with the Mormon church, once you get kicked out that Mormon church, you are done. You are done. Oh, thank you, Yvonne. I appreciate that. I'll check later after the show, but thank you. I appreciate that in advance. But you know, you get kicked out, like you are done. You are out of there. They don't want nothing to do with you at all. So her whole life is finished. Finished. Something that was interesting is that they did link her to Danny Ainge, and Danny Ainge is the VP of the Utah Jazz, but originally he was the general manager of the Boston Celtics. But then that went to Brad Stevenson, who was the coach of the Celtics, who is now the general manager. And then they appointed Ime. So, you know, it was supposed to be a trifecta, all go up the ladder and stuff like that. But then Ime couldn't keep it in his pants, and he ruined all that. You know, it is what it is. He ruined all that. And, you know, I did want to release some details because I know a lot of people are looking at this like, okay, you got 2 people that are married and they're cheating. I still don't get it. I still don't understand it. And, you know, and I did explain the power struggle. He's looked at as being her superior and she's the subordinate. So, you know, you see it that way. Not sister wise. Oh man, I'm sure the Mormon church has already kicked her. Yeah, she pretty much out that door. And especially her being a woman, I'm pretty sure they kicked her out. You know, men, they'll usually like they'll protect the men, but they'll kick out the woman. It's unfortunate, but it's kind of the way society is. We'll forgive a man, but when a woman does it or being sneaky or something like that, she's kind of nailed to the cross almost. Going back to my point though, there are you have to remember, we only know about this in this case, and this has been confirmed with Ime and the Kathleen lady. there are more women. Now, some consensual and some not consensual. And that's where the issue comes into play. And that's why they're saying that this is worse than what we know. There's still little details, little, nuggets here and there that are coming out. But at the same time, we still don't know everything, and not everything was consensual from what's being said. Not everything was consensual. So because of that, there's going to be more to come out late. And we might not never know all the details, but with the organization and the way they're letting it play out in the media, they wanted to get rid of this man. After he did what he did, they wanted to get rid of him. Because it's like I was saying in the other show, it's a society. It's like the good old boys. Like, they protect each other, they look out for each other, and more than likely, we all know the NBA has that stigma. Any athlete or any organization, any sports organization has that reputation for cheaters. They say, "Oh, this person cheating with this person, cheating with that person." It's just so much going out there. And then you got Matt Barnes. Remember, we talked about him a few shows ago. We got Matt Barnes out there still talking ish and still running his mouth. And it's all like, yo, dude, if you know what's going on, either say it or shut up. Like, stop talking about it and stop doing interviews. He doing hella interviews and shit like that, Right, we need his diary. Somebody go steal his phone. Go hack his phone and see what happened. Now, I want to say that's what I heard too as well. I can't say that, I have to say allegedly, but that's what I heard too as well, that was going to be claiming that so she could try to save her reputation. But you ain't gonna put that on him, and especially a black man. You ain't gonna put that on him. You can put cheater and all that other stuff, but you can't put that on him. And we know it was consensual, and you got caught on the ring cam, on the doorbell, or all these side chicks within the organization. That we don't know. We know that there is a couple, but that part we don't know. And more than likely, when you're a cheater, you kind of cheat with more than, like, when you're a serial cheater cheats with more than just the women at work and stuff like that. It could be multiple different people. You just never really know unless he confesses it. A chance to repent. She will have to do a program of sorts to get her temple recommendation back. So Stephanie, you think that they will take her back? I don't see it. I think it's over. Nia is Charlie from Queen Sugar. Exact same story. Oh, that is, huh? And I wanted to talk about Nia Long too as well, because I know there was a report, like her ex, who she had her oldest son with, he said something to the effect that, oh yeah, she needs to stay with him and they're gonna work things out and stuff like that. He's speaking from an outside perspective. He doesn't know that to be true or not true. He's speaking from an outside perspective. Nia Long, as my source told me, Nia Long is done. She is over with. It was even reported that, she was over it and that she was going to be focusing on her son. She's already back in LA. She didn't sell her place, and there were never plans for her to sell it. They were going to live, coast to coast. During the season, they'll be on the East Coast, except when she had to work and stuff like that, they'd be back in LA and stuff. So, it is what it is. Who asked them? Laugh out loud. Right. That's another thing. Like, who asked them? Like, what is he doing? Everybody want to give an interview. Trust me, if there's a scandal with one of y'all, like, say, for instance, Stephanie Collins, if there's a scandal and somebody asks me for an interview and they're going to pay me money, oh, yeah, I'm talking. I'm just going to let you know, Stephanie, I'm talking. It's crazy how they are so hard on the cheerleaders and the dancers and not fraternized, but there are receptionists, medics, agents, coordinators who get down. Right. It's not just the dance. That's a stigma too, putting on the cheerleaders and the dancers and stuff like that. Right. Y'all heard that laugh when she went, You know, that little laugh that she did? Yeah, Nia is all like, yo, I ain't staying with him. She ain't stupid, you know? She's a smart woman. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link, see if anybody else wants to come on and say anything. We got a few more minutes left on the show. I'll probably wrap it up at the 40-minute mark, 45-minute mark today. If anybody wants to click on, if not, we'll end it here. But definitely, I think in this situation, Nia should leave. Like we were saying in the prior show, she's very private. We don't know all her business and stuff like that. So for this scandal to happen and this to come out, I can tell like this is pretty embarrassing for her. And she's probably all like, yo, I'm going to get my ass up out of here. I'm going to leave while I still can. Oh, let me let Rose up here. Hey, Rose, how you doing?
You can hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh, I think you still got like a something in the background.
This phone, I don't know what it is with this damn phone. Okay. Can you I'm gonna be really brief. Can you mute? Maybe that'll help. And then yeah. Okay. So you can hear me, just you can put a thumbs up. All right. Let me just I don't have too much to say. I just want to say I love your show. Thank you. One of the things I like about your show is the greetings. You say hello to people, you greet people, you are able to you have that we agree to disagree and you're not disrespectful, and I really like that, and I think that's important to be said. I really respect that. As far as Tia and her husband, I never paid attention to them, but I never really got the sense that there was a real chemistry then. This is not to shade any of them, but I just never felt there was a chemistry there. And everything about Hollywood is fake. They even arrange who you date, or they put these unions together because it's great marketability, it's a great appearance, but I never got a connection there. And if you have to schedule sex, okay, I know they talk about that BS of, schedules, but if you have to schedule it, something ain't right. And then as far as Ime Udoka, I never even paid attention to that clown. I don't care. He's no loss. Honestly, I really, really don't. With Nia, again, I really think that a lot of these associations are, listen, you're marrying someone in the NBA, a superstar. These are people who so many women are sought after. Any woman who goes into that with a half a brain, you have to go into that. No, let's be real. We got to be real. We can't do the fairy tale and love is all. We see in the world that it's not really working. So when you go into those type of relationships, you have to have your ears and eyes open. You have to have your emotions ready. Was Nia really crazy about him like that? It could have been a marriage of, listen, well, it's not even a marriage, but a relationship of, I'm with this great person. I mean, in terms of his money, his status, I'll get the money, I'll get the comforts. I don't think Nia's losing any sleep, honestly. That's my honest opinion. I really don't think she cares. I think she will move on and be fine. Them two, I could care. Him and his mistresses, I could care. I don't give a damn about none of them people. In the NBA, especially the fact that a lot of they don't respect their own women. Meaning, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. You can love who you love, but it just seems to be very constant in our culture that we don't seem to stand. We don't like our own women, and it sends a message. What's HP? I missed that. Maybe you might have to say something. But yeah, who cares? So yeah, that's really all I have to say. I'm gonna mute now. I want to hear your feedback.
Okay, there we go. No, I was hiding. That's what I was doing. I was hiding. That's why I was doing that. But I agree with you. I think as far as Nia, I think that she's already out there. I think we make it a bigger deal than what we actually think it is. I think Nia,
exactly.
once everything hit, she was all like, I'm out the door. With Corey and Tia, I do agree that, yeah, I think there was no passion. And I'll be honest, like I didn't really keep up with them, but now going back doing research, looking at their interviews and stuff like that, there was never really any passion between them. So I can definitely see, yeah, yeah, it was more like a business transaction. Like that's why they had to schedule sex.
I want to comment on one more thing. Okay, remember you were talking about the rapper people, because I don't listen to rap music. That's another group that I don't care too much for. But no, because you know what it is. It's just there's just so much negativity in it. They're not promoting the empowering rap, so I just don't really care for it. Um, so the little I want to comment, there's just a lot of hypocrisy. First of all of a sudden they're pushing different people don't use their own minds these days. It's whatever a guru says. All of a sudden we're hearing about feminism. We want a woman who is feminine. We want a woman who is soft. Now I'm hearing them complain about too much thoughtism. But who are the people selling the records? They're not buying the people who they're not buying the clean girl who is fully dressed. They're patronizing the girl who is wears no clothes. I heard a famous radio show talk show say that, oh, you good girls are losing. It's the hoes that are winning, that are getting the shows and that are getting married. No, this is what a popular person said. So this is what is promoted. Then in terms of soft, I really feel that if the woman is decent, if she's good, if she's a good woman, if the man is truly a man, trust me, that woman will submit. If she's a good woman, if she's a nasty, ratchet person, they're the ones who are aggressive. But this aggressiveness, first of all, he was with her, so he saw her like that. He was dealing with her like that. Why now the switch?
I think one thing for us, and you probably won't get it, but this is just a perspective coming from a man, is that we want everything. We want it all. And so our thought process is that, yo, we can have the freak, we can have her be submissive, we can have her cook, we can have her clean. She can do everything. She is woman. She should be able to do it all, and we want it all, and that's what we expect. Now, is it realistic expectations? No, of course not. Of course it's not, because like women want everything in men as well too. But like you were saying, with the rap music, it promotes this kind of culture. So, and she's a rapper, so what she talks about in her music, this is what she's going to live out. So what did you expect? So I agree with that. But Rose, I'm gonna go ahead and let Stephanie on. Thank you for coming up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good one. All right, let me go ahead and let Stephanie on. I like Rose. Thank you for coming up, Rose. What's up, Stephanie?
Hey, cuz, how you doing?
I'm
Good
doing
show.
good.
Good show. Although I think I disagree with a lot of I disagree with a lot of your positions. Now I want you to hear me out, because I think intuitively, like I think you would. I get what you're saying. I get what the chat is saying about scheduling sex and these kind of things. But see, the thing is, and I think I could make all this relate. I think I can make this point about all three stories. So let me see if I can do it. So marriage is a certain kind of commitment. Marriage is it's not and I know things have changed. I know things are different than they were even 20, 30, 40 years ago, much less 100, 200, 300 years ago.
Right.
But there is somewhat of a business transaction to it. Y'all do form a business when you get married. There is an economic side to it. There is a productivity side to it. And I think I don't necessarily say this is a bad thing. I'm not judging or criticizing anyone in particular, but I think there are a lot of consequences when someone jumps in and out of a marriage quickly, or I mean, there's consequences to a marriage ending at all. There are economic consequences. There's emotional consequences. There are life consequences. We know that the sociological science shows that people in marriages do better overall if they stay in that marriage. You know, the divorce is very disruptive to the entire family unit, but also to the man and the husband and the wife, or the
Right.
wife and the wife, or
Hold
the
on
husband and the
for a
husband.
minute. Make sure you guys hit that like button because we have 59 likes. We need way more likes than that. Go ahead.
And marriage is a commitment, and it's not. It's designed to be a commitment. That's what you say at the altar, right? And it's
Mhm.
not Disney World. It's not Disney World. You're not on a roller coaster every single day. And I think sometimes people, after several years, or not even several years, after maybe say a year of not being on the roller coaster, they're ready to jump. They're ready to pack their bags and go.
Right.
And so I think, when you talk about, like somebody like Tia, obviously, they feel like they've come to the end of the road. They feel like it's not working anymore. But I feel like, with them scheduling the sex, I think that actually was a effort on their part to try to make it work. Because
So
what
you
you
don't think
don't
that
want to
was
do,
weird?
well, here's the thing. Is it ideal? Is it ideal? No. But what is also not ideal is not having sex at all. Because it's physically difficult once you're not having sex with your spouse. It's physically difficult. The hormones stop producing, the thoughts stop
Mm.
coming. The attraction is actually strengthened by the act itself, right? If you do it, the more you want to
Right.
do it. If you don't do it at all, you're going to stop having them hormonal surges, right? And
Hmm.
so I think if you are at a point where it's a struggle, and I don't think it's necessarily, I think this can happen to anybody. Let's say your stress is a libido killer. Children are a libido killer. Money problems are a libido killer. Distance, when your spouse isn't in the home, it's a libido killer. And so, long-term dispute that y'all are having as a
Right.
couple is a libido killer. And so just saying, fuck it, I'm sorry, screw it, we're going to throw all concerns aside, and we're going to do it at least once a week until we get this thing fixed, can actually help rehabilitate the marriage. At least you're doing it
Right.
at least once in the hopes that you'll start doing it more. Because if you
But
stop that train
you don't
completely,
think that scheduling is a sign that this shit is over with basically?
well, no, I mean, I think it's a sign that there's trouble, but I think it's actually a sign of the couple being willing to work it out. I think they're
Okay.
committed to trying to keep it together, because if you stop it completely, it's hard to get that train going again. It really is.
Right.
That's going to cause
Well,
even more
that was the
damage.
other piece to it, Stephanie, was that they said if they didn't schedule it, they could go a long time without
Right,
even having sex. So
right. And
it's
so,
pretty deep what's going on, Stephanie.
yeah, well, I get that, and I think but I think they're at least. I think it's a sign that they're at least they at least tried, which I think is a
Right.
lot of
And that's probably why they're getting a divorce now.
yeah. I think that's respectable. I think that they at least tried. That I mean, I get what Stephanie's saying, the other Stephanie in there.
Yeah, that's Stephanie.
Maybe maybe they weren't supposed to get married at all. And I think that ties into the Erica and Mr. Bama. As a Bama, I can call him a Bama. Mr. Bama and Miss Erica Banks over there. I think that's
Yeah,
first of all,
what's your opinion on?
I
I
don't
would
think
love your opinion on that. And by the way, Stephanie is giving a perspective from someone who here Fleet Week, but Stephanie is giving a perspective from someone that was married, so that's why her opinion matters. So that's why I'm glad that she's up here. But yeah, what's your opinion on the Erica Banks situation?
and I'll also say my parents have been married 49 years, and
Oh wow!
they didn't like each other for a good 2 decades, and they made it there. They hung in there, and now they love each other. They don't want to be with anybody else. They keep saying, like, we're so glad that we just held it together for 20 years, and we just made it work. They were stubborn, and they made it work, and now
Mhm.
they're very glad that they did. And I won't say that's for everybody, but that is kind of a maybe it's old fashioned picture of how, like, we committed to this and we're not going nowhere until it works again, you know?
Right.
Um, and it's like, and I mean, I think sometimes you have to go through hell and high water. Sometimes you have to find stupid things to make it work if you really want to make it work. Sometimes it's not going to happen, but
Right.
it's at least, I think it's telling on their part that they at least they went to extreme measures to try.
Right. Okay. But what
Yeah.
about Erica Banks? We want to get your perspective on
Well,
that one.
here's the thing: is that like everybody's saying, like it's not hard to see what Erica Banks' personality is, right?
Mhm.
And I think we as people, like we were saying earlier, like maybe they should have been married. Like believe, have a little bit more reason when you're selecting partners, right? Like just because you want to lay them down a couple times, don't mean that no, y'all necessarily need to have a relationship. You need to be
Mhm.
honest with yourself and honest with your partner about what you want. And
Right.
it's like if everybody is agreeing, like, okay, we're just gonna jump in the bed, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna jump out, and it's nothing more deep than that, cool. But if you really don't like each other, don't try to force it. Don't try to have a sort of, halfway commitment, and it's like, well, we end it and then we get back together and then we still realize we don't like each other, then we end it. That's just misery all around.
Right.
So be honest with yourself. Be honest with the other person. I don't
But
really like you.
do you think that
You can
she
have my
should have
bed.
been a little bit more feminine than then?
Well, that's the thing. It's like, is it my place to tell her what to be? And is it his place to tell her what to be? No, he needs to just go find somebody that is what he wants. And she needs to
Mhm.
find somebody that wants her the way she is.
Yeah. Are women too aggressive these days now?
I mean, look who you're talking to, AT2, cuz. Come on now. Come on now.
Like how come women are more submissive? This is just for argument's
Eh,
sake, man, y'all. By the way,
I mean,
don't come in my DM. But this is just for
well,
argument's sake. Why aren't you
here's,
females more soft and feminine than?
so here's the thing. It's like, I think a lot of maybe, like I said, like, a while ago, like, maybe when our parents were coming up or our grandparents or our great grandparents, I think women were encultured a lot more to be soft, but at the same time, I think women have been running the show for a long time. And it's been a
Mm.
submission an image alone. But, men have been infantilized to a certain extent, where men aren't taught to do their own laundry, men aren't taught to wash their own dishes, they're not taught to do their own chores. And so women are doing that too. They're managing the bills, they're doing everything, but then they're also, basically by lip service only telling the man that he's in control, right?
Right. And I think now well I'll speak from me being a millennial. I come from a household where both of my parents worked. So we were the ones that, were, hey, y'all gotta clean up, y'all gotta do this, you gotta
Right.
handle things, while we at work. So, we're responsible for handling our own and like doing laundry and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So my parents really made sure that, you guys are going to be independent. We're going to make sure that y'all are independent grown up. So when it comes to like the gender roles and stuff like that, I really don't think about it because I just think like handle the shit, like get it done.
Right.
Like if you see something spill on the floor, pick it up. Like it doesn't matter,
Right.
man or woman, pick that shit up. You see it on the floor, you know?
Right. And when men are taught that way, it's like they sometimes we see men who want to have it both ways. They want
Hmm.
someone to submit to them, but how submissive is she if she's the one doing everything in the house? I mean, I guess like if she's actually, if you think about it, she's actually the one in control, but she's basically telling you like, you allegedly like, or the man is allegedly calling the shots. Maybe that's the
Right.
image that's generated, but in the end, like if she's the one with the checkbook, if she's the one that's doing everything in the house, if she's the one that gets the oil changed in the car, all this stuff, like who's really in control here? You know what I mean? Like it's
Right,
like,
right. And
yeah,
sorry to cut you off, Stephanie. I
that's fine.
think one of the things was because I kind of gave an overall thing, but one of the things he was saying was that the way she was talking and stuff like that. Like I do like a woman to be aggressive when it comes to like uh and put your kids to bed, please. 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I do like a woman to be aggressive when it comes to, for instance, sex, to talk nasty and stuff like that. Like, I don't mind that. But when it comes to like in public, I know for me, I don't want, I probably don't want her cussing a lot in public, or I don't want her to be talking like nasty or anything like that in public. A few jokes here and there, but and this is coming from a man's perspective. I want you to be soft. I want you to be feminine.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't mind it. I don't mind it myself. I don't mind it. So I don't know. Like I said, like I told Mister over there with he can sit her over here. We should be fine. We don't mind it. We don't mind it over here. She can come on.
Right.
Yeah,
I'll take Erica. Shit.
I mean, come on now, right? Yeah.
But Stephanie, thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate you.
Well, and then if you don't mind me saying something about the last story with the Kathleen, the member of the LDS Church.
Okay, I thought everybody was over Ime, but okay, go ahead.
So the whole thing, the only reason I bring that up is because it kind of ties back to the marriage thing. The Latter-day Saints are very they are one of the, like, marriage to them is not just a lifelong commitment, it's an eternal commitment. If you're married in the temple, you are bound to each other forever and ever, like even in the afterlife. And they don't want that to end. I mean, the presumption is that those bounds should not be broken apart. And so they don't want him to divorce, but if she is excommunicated, he could not remain married to her either. So they have to rehabilitate her. That's the presumption is they're going to rehabilitate her.
So he can't even stay married to her if they don't rehabilitate.
Exactly.
Thank you.
And they don't want them to divorce either, because it's not necessarily, it's a big deal to get divorced, because you have to, like, go through this process of severing the eternal bounds. So, like, it's a big deal. It's a very big deal. And so the presumption is for them to stay married. And so they're going to give her, and it's going to be like a program. It's going to be like, 10 steps to get back into it. It's called, they yank your temple recommendation, which is like, they're not casting you out of the church, but you just can't go into the temple anymore until you're, back in good graces. And so they'll have her do like 10 things over, 2 years or whatever. And as long as she's like doing it and she's committed and she's repented, then they want them to stay together. So,
but you don't think after she took a ride on that chocolate stick, they even gonna let her do all that stuff?
Well, I mean, I just don't know. They'll want her to, but is she gonna be successful? That's another story. Does she want to? I mean, that's another story, right? And does she want to? We don't know.
Right. Yeah. To be continued.
Right.
But Stephanie,
the only reason I wanted to bring that up is just to go back to the whole, like, the different ways we see marriage. And, like, even if you're in a bad time, it is possible to get through it and not necessarily, like, end it just because of something that went wrong. Like, there's some people who consider it such a commitment that you will push past the bad times.
Right.
Yeah. Not every day
you'll make it work.
And not every, if you think of your marriage as something for life, you understand that not every day is Disney World. Some days it's the garbage dump, not Disney World, but you'll be back at Disney World at some point, and most days are not either one. So that's just, that's how, like I saw my parents do that. Like, I may not talk to you for a good year straight, but we're still married. I'm not divorcing you. You're not divorcing me. And it's 49 years later, they're still there. So that's just kind of a way of looking at marriage that I think is it can be beneficial for people. As unhappy as it sounds, it really can do things for people as far as economically, psychologically, and in a way that divorce can't.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, I've talked your ear off, so I'm gonna go, cuz, and thank you for it's a good show. It's a good show. Good show.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You have a good one, Stephanie. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for everybody coming. I did kind of already put up the little spoiler, and I probably should have I was trying to see if it did upload. But I will. Hold on. Let me take off. Yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button as well too. Let me take that off. But in November, December, I am trying to hit up LA, Vegas, and Dallas. So please let me know if you guys are in those areas in LA, Vegas, and Dallas. I would also like to do some photo shoots, and maybe some collaborations. So definitely hit me up. Y'all know where to find me and all that good stuff. I know Mina put it in the chat already, but definitely I would like to meet up with y'all. So November, December. All right, y'all, we are going to go ahead and end the show. I want to say thank you to Rose. Thank you to Stephanie for coming up. I appreciate y'all. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you aren't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Thank you for all the super chats, Cash Apps, PayPal, Venmos. I appreciate all of those. Oh, what's up, Laugh Guys and Gossip? Thank you for coming. I appreciate everybody for being here. And I love how we can have a difference of opinion. And me being the lone man in the room, I had to be the bad guy, so I appreciate y'all not going off on me or cussing me out. Too bad. But I love y'all. We out of here. Deuces.